Hello, beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. Woo! Some of you don't have no clue why Starlight's doing that, but some of you that have been here, you know why Starlight's doing that. I normally do that standing up, but I'm not standing up, and I love going around in a circle. Well, I don't want to really do that in life, though. So anyway, I love you so much, and thank you for all of you who are here, love and supporting Starlight. Thank you for the ones that have been here. You know, all of you are so sweet to be here, whether you subscribe to my YouTube channel or watch my videos or share my videos or leave me a comment. Did I miss? Oh, or push the notification bell. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And for the new subscribers, I met a couple guys this morning, so it was amazing morning. So anyway, that is kind of something I'm going to talk about, and because there's no accidents or coincidence out here. It's like the way the universe guided me this morning. So anyway, besides that is it's great meeting all of you that I met in person, and thank you. If you helped me on this journey, I want to say a huge thank you. I appreciate all of you who helped me one way or another through this journey here that God, this mission that I am on with God. So also, anyone that would like to send any love donations to Starlight, you can do that through my Cash App on my YouTube channel, and I will have that information here. Ping, there it is. And also, before I start this video, hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman. Plus, don't forget you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, plus give me a thumbs up, and you can also leave a message down below, beep, 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 and you can share my videos with your family, your friends. Don't forget to ring the notification bell, and you can check out my playlist. Plus, you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. Okay, now this is my video for today. No excuses. No excuses. But Starlight, I said no excuses. I'm like, we would have to have somebody out there. But Starlight, what? No excuses. You know, there's people out there, and I just met a man today. No excuses. Can't we come up with a lot of excuses why we're not doing this, why we're not doing that? I can't do this because I'm doing that. I can't. You gotta really hear what you're saying. What are you saying? I can't. You know what you gotta do is I can. You gotta reverse that. We've been programmed and taught that we can't do something. Even the people that you spend time with, if you're around negative people that don't believe in themselves, and you see so much potential in their life, but they don't see it, and you believe in them. Like not too long ago, I mentioned that I know somebody right now. I have faith in them that they could start their own business. They have had so many different kind of jobs, and seem to always kind of be like in like the manager or supervisor position. When you are that person like Starlight was, I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. That's why I started my business a long time ago when I lived in New York, because I'm a leader. I could set my own hours. How much do I want to get paid for this job? I could set how much I want to get paid. What are the hours? What location am I going to do this? What kind of cleaning jobs do I want to have? What kind of people do I want to work with or for? There's people, they don't believe in themselves because they're around the wrong kind of people, you're rubbing off of people that they don't even believe in themselves. Like I said, I know somebody right now in my life, shit, they got money. It's not like they don't have money. They have money. Not only they have money, they even have a backup. That means that they're with somebody that's working. But they don't believe that they could start their own business. They don't believe it. I tell them, you know what? You will thank yourself later on when you start doing something about it now. But you know what people do? They put it off. They put it off. They think about it. 20 years later. I'm not even kidding. Years later, it could be like 5 years ago, they're still pondering about, they say I could start my own business, but they're not doing shit about it. That's where you got to stop. No, you got to believe in yourself. I'm amazed that this person doesn't believe in themselves, in himself. They got so much to offer to go out and go for whatever they love doing. They got so many, they know how to do cement work, they know how to do this, they know how to do that, they know how to do this, like what is it, they have that saying, and Starlight feels like I'm one of those people, but not really, is that you know a lot of different things, but you're not the master of any of those things. Trying to think of how that goes. But because I know how to do a lot of things, but I haven't mastered any of those things. And that you do have to watch out for that, is find something that you really love and, do what makes you happy. Something that you're like, hey, I love what I'm doing and I'm helping people doing what I'm doing. Like with me, people think, I don't care what people think. I love what I'm doing. That's what it's about. I love what I'm doing. It was just like when I was a mom, I loved being a mom. I loved it. And I love doing what I'm doing now. And there's people that, they don't see the big picture because they've been programmed the way they are is, this is a step of faith that I'm doing. I get messages from the universe that tells me what I need to do. All I got to do is listen and do what the universe, God, wants me to do. If the universe told me there's people you need to let go of, I need to let go of. If the universe says, Starlight, you need to be more positive, I need to be more positive. When the universe says this is the time to work on your goals, this is the time to work on my goals. When the universe says you need more self-love, Starlight, that means I need to go within. But it's not easy. God rewards me as I go. When I get right with God, I get rewarded. When I keep my heart right with other people, God rewards me. When I let go of things that are not serving me, God rewards me. So enough is enough. Enough is, enough with the excuses that you can't do something. Have you tried? Oh, I tried, Starlight, I tried, but it didn't work. Well, success doesn't happen when you give up. Hang on, Starlight's got I don't know, by the time I move this chair, I'm going to just stay put because this is how this works, is if you really love what you're doing, a lot of people, they give up before the reward, before they're going to make it. They give up. They don't believe in themselves. They're too busy, and the other thing is they're listening to everybody else. That's why you got to be careful who you tell your stuff to, like you want to work on something, don't tell anybody about it, just do it. Don't tell them. Show them later on when you get there, Hey, of course with me and my having a YouTube channel, I didn't know that So I did. I told people, people that family or not really. I didn't really. I kind of had to let go of all the people I thought was a friend. But I do have a beautiful friend out here, loving and supporting Starlight. So that person knew, but it was already too late. I already started my YouTube channel, and then I found out, don't tell anybody. But it's okay. It's okay, because I am working on other things, and don't tell anybody about that plan, Starlight. Don't tell anybody, because when you tell people, there's a force out there that doesn't want to see you make it. There's people out there, they don't want to see you grow, and you got to watch out for those people. You spend a lot of time with those people, they're gonna, it's like having a plant. I'll tell you what. When I used to grow plants I love growing plants by the seed, because I'm just so happy with doing that. I love doing plants right from the seed, and then I could get to put whatever I want to fertilize it and all that, and I get to experience the beauty and seeing a plant grow. But I'll tell you what, like a tomato plant, baby tomato plants, holy cow, I'll tell you what, they are really sensitive. So it's like being a plant and you don't water it. There's some plants, they need that water. You don't want to water it either. That's what Starlight was doing with her plants before, is over watering it, thinking that I needed to really pour that water on, and then root rot. So that's what it's like being around people. It's like having a plant, or even like a tomato plant, when you try to put it outside, and the frost, especially in New York, the frost hasn't gone away yet. The time, you put that out on the wrong day, whoop, there goes the whole entire batch. You could have a whole tray, and this happened many times at Starlight, so I know what I'm talking about when it comes to tomato plants. They're so fragile. You got to be really careful with those, and that's what people will do to your dreams. You could try to start growing, and whoop, they put you out in the cold. They put you out in the cold. And, those tomato plants, when they're little babies, they don't do very good in the cold. They don't like the cold, and that's why they're supposed to be out at a certain time. So, and the other thing is about enough is enough, is there's people out there, they have addictions or habits, and they have all these excuses why they're still doing those things. I met a couple of men recently, one today, and it was a blessing to meet this man, and I'm hoping that I can get in contact with him, and to have him a part of my YouTube channel, as to inspire other people out there that think they got it rough and they think they can't do something. And it's amazing, because I met a couple men recently, like I said today, where they were, doing drugs, sticking needles in their arms, and they were homeless. They were living on the street. They were living out in the woods somewhere. And so I asked these two men separately at different times, and my big question to both of these guys, I want to just see if their answers lined up, because people say, hey, I can't give that up. I can't. The drug has got me. When you had enough, when you're sick and tired of sick and tired, that's when you'll do something. That's when you're gonna, I'm sick and tired of, like having this addiction, having something control me, like cigarettes. Any addiction, whatever your addiction is. Addiction like really hard drugs, porn. People have an addiction, like a sex addiction. Going out and, you got to really get sick and tired of smoking. There's people, and I thought things were getting better, as far as smoking. I'm like, oh, you can't smoke outside, but then you see it anyway. People still, in public places, certain places. Now, like today, I'll tell you, this is scary. Starlight decided, I'm out of here. I am out of here. I was at a gas station today, and no kidding, I see this many times. People are so caught up in their smoking that there's the gas station. The guy must have had like maybe saved part of his cigarette, you know. Some people do that. They'll only smoke like half of their cigarette, and then they'll put the other half in their cigarette pack. Well, he pulled it out, you know, smoking a cigarette right next to the, the gas pump. That's when you know you need to quit that shit, you know. You need to quit that stuff. You know, that'd be a horrible way to go, you know. And other people could get hurt because of somebody's addiction. That they're addicted so bad, they're not even thinking. Where are you? At the gas station, right next to the pump. I've seen people, you know, like lighting up and then walking away and then smoking, you know. Either way, you know, enough is enough. When you had enough, like this guy that I met today, it was amazing meeting him. I just wanted to talk to him forever, but he had to go to work. Is that he lived out? He was a homeless man. You know, a lot of people, they say, "Hey, yeah, I can't quit heroin." I knew somebody a long time ago that was in that. They had all these excuses why they were there in the first place. And a lot of people reached out and tried to help them. Some people actually were trying to help them out where we were getting pulled in. You know, you got to really be careful of that stuff. Those people can pull you in. I've had people coming up to me on this mission here, on this journey here, wanting me to do crack with them. You know, it was horrible. They were looking around on the ground for a bag of crack that was like $500, and hey, did you see this bag out here? We're out there looking for it. It's worth $500. Hey, if you find it, you know, I could give you like so much money, you know, like for finding it for me. Huh? I'm not gonna help you look around for a bag of crack. Hey, do you smoke? No, we're fine. We are so good with that. No, I gave that. I mean, man, I'll tell you, that was a horrible thing that I've experienced being younger. And I went to go get help. Why? Because I was sick and tired. Enough is enough. I could have lost my daughter. I didn't know anybody. I got dropped off in a town. The only people I knew were crackheads. I was only 17 years old. And I got introduced. The only people I knew in that town were crackheads. And I was scared out of my mind. I was scared out of my mind because I thought I was going to lose my daughter. She was the only, you know, all I had. When you had enough, you will do something. When you're sick and tired of, you know, like, keep on repeating. That man that I talked to today, and I talked to another man, I said, you know, is it true that you really got to want to quit in order to quit? That the drug has no control over you, but people believe they do. They believe that, no, you can outdo this. You can take back your life, but you got to get sick and tired, and you got to be, you know, you can't be spending time with those people that are doing that shit. You know, you got to break free from that. That's when you're like, no, you know what, we had enough. We did enough with you. No, you know what, you stay there. I need to help myself out. My life is, you know, a mess right now, and I would love to. I'm hoping that I can really get in contact with this man and have him a part of my YouTube channel, and just to be an inspiration to help other people, you know, believe that if this man can do it, he's out there working. He's out there working. He's not doing those drugs anymore. He's working. Him and his wife lived out in the woods somewhere, doing hardcore drugs. I'll tell you what, he's got to be with the right one to be able to quit, you know, together. They both quit, helped each other out to get back on their feet, not to do that anymore. And now he's, you know, he wants to get a house for him and his wife. Isn't that amazing? He works for a landscaping company out here. Isn't that amazing? So those are the kind of people I want to have on my YouTube channel, is people that are out there, that they're out there. and they're doing something. They're making a change in their life. They got sick and tired of being sick and tired every day, and they did something about it. No more excuses, because we all have excuses why we're not doing this, why we're not doing that. Why are there people not wanting to be the change that they want to see in the world? Why are there people not wanting to become their greatest versions of themselves? There's so many, we can have those excuses. Why are, people, they know that they're eating not healthy, but they keep on repeating it. I've been working on myself on that. I am better. I've been eating raw vegetables because I have no way of cooking my food except for in a microwave. So I ate raw beets. I ate raw yams, not like the ones in New York. New York yams are a whole lot better than the ones out here. Eating raw vegetables, So put away the excuses. They're not working. When you get sick and tired of feeling a certain way and, being used by companies by not getting paid what you're worth, because that's the whole thing. They want to hire you, so then they can make money off of you. That's why Starlight did not hire people for her business. Number one, I have people in houses. I have people at businesses. People steal. If I don't know you, I don't want to hire you to take that risk of, I was happy and content just doing it myself. And because I've seen a lot of crazy stuff on this journey, seeing people that they would let people in their houses and do jobs, and the people weren't even at the house. And they're outside smoking marijuana and getting high before they walked in the house. Those are not the kind of people I want to have working for me, for a business. True story. There's people that'll get high and then they go into their houses and work. So you enough is enough is when you said no more excuses. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bite the bullet. Instead of working for a company, start your own business. I'll tell you what, later on you'll be happy. You'll be so happy. You'll be, you know what? The only regret you will have is that I wish I started sooner. I wish I started a long time ago. I wish. But wishing is not going to make anything change. It's about doing. Just like that homeless man, I am so proud of him. I looked at him, I could have cried because I see this. I've been around this stuff, all this, all over, traveling around the United States, knowing that people were living in the woods and they were on heroin, and they were attacking people, trying to take their possessions and stuff so they can go out and get more. Enough is enough. And like this man here, he ended up being behind bars because, God lets these things happen to us, so then we get sick and tired of our own self, that we actually, finally, no more excuses. I got to do something, It's now you got to do something. Don't put this stuff off. If you got something that you're addicted to, don't put it off. Put away the excuses. I don't want to hear the excuses, because we all have them. I can't do this because of why. I can't do that over there. Why? I'm in a toxic relationship, and you know it, but you're not free, and you got all these excuses why to stay in one. But what's your excuse to get the blank out of one? Because that, what? When you free yourself, God will bless you. God will bless you. You'll have your peace of mind. Wouldn't that be amazing? I think we all might have had a taste of what a toxic relationship feels like. Starlight actually, I'll tell you what, Starlight, I am so grateful. I had lessons to learn in my life, and those kind of people can bring the worst out of you. Do you want really them to do this anymore to you? So you don't have to stay in those toxic relationships. You don't have to work with that boss that doesn't respect you. Put away the excuses. Do something about it, because your future self will thank you later on. You'll be like, how come you didn't start earlier? And there's going to be, there's going to be sacrifices. things aren't going to happen when you think, but it's about staying at it and, you know, not giving up. So anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, give me a thumbs up. And you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Plus, you could share my videos with your family or friends. And don't forget the notification bell. And check out my playlist. And you can also find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman, Starlight. Thank you for watching. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.